everyone, it's me Oscar again. I just wanted to do another video on current thoughts and things that have been going on in my life lately. I hope you're all doing amazing and more. Today's segment is more so called about judgment and not giving up on who you are. I remember for many years in my own personal life, I can speak that in middle school, elementary school, or even high school, I was so worried about being judged and worried about, being liked and appreciated and valued through everyone else that I never really looked deep inside in myself to find that within myself. Obviously now it's a little different than back then, but I want to definitely pass on this video for those of you who are going through, or just know somebody that's going through these current things. Because who isn't afraid of being judged? Who isn't afraid of being criticized? Who isn't afraid of being themselves and having to pretend to be someone else or as something else, just to be liked, just to be loved, just to be appreciated? And it shouldn't be about that. It should be about you being able to be you and find friends who love you for you and continue to appreciate you no matter how many things you go through or grow through in your stages of life. So I remember that in middle school and high school, if you weren't wearing the most popular clothes or the most brands of what was in that time period, you were always looked at differently. I remember in high school, I kind of as a rebel, I wanted to wear a jacket so you couldn't see what I was wearing, because being that I had a big family, I always had my brother's clothes that they kind of passed down to me, which there was nothing wrong with that. I actually really liked their clothes, but I was embarrassed, to kind of wear that kind of clothes and not being in the popular kids. So I always wear a jacket, and I remember a jacket made me feel more comfortable, made me comfortable in my own skin. So whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable in your own life, never be ashamed of that, but also never be ashamed of who you are, because at the end of the day, whoever doesn't like you for you, they can just go away. Nah, but more being serious, just never lose yourself to the things of this world. I had to learn that in a very hard way, and it took a lot of years of growth. But I'm happy to say that I'm very happy with who I am, but I'm very excited for where life is taking me. With that being said, just never trade eternal love for temporary pleasures, because I've learned that once those things go, a lot of those people go too. Not saying that you can't have nice things, not saying that you can't have nice cars or nice houses, but if that's what it takes for you to be valued or appreciated, it's that's not a good thing. But never also, I'm never one to go away from saying that if you put in the hard time and the hard work, that you can't have those nice things, because who doesn't, But I want to read you guys something that I wrote a little while back. It's the title of this poem is called "Never Let the Burns or Scars in Your Life Stop You." And what really inspired this poem was, me reflecting on my past and me reflecting through a lot of different things that I've gone through personally. And I hope that it kind of gives you that encouragement to keep pushing in your own lives, in your own chapters. So I know it can be very disappointing when people let you down. Trust me, I've been burned many times in my life. When you have a good heart or care, people sometimes see it and take advantage of it. You could argue that not everyone does it, and I would agree with you, but when you love hard, it becomes hard. You would do anything for that person or those people. Borrow money? Oh yeah, here, take it. Place to stay? Come sleep on my bed. Hungry? I've only got food for me, but I'll give you mine or split it with you. In many cases, I've given so much of myself that I've many times left myself with nothing. I know that what you're thinking. I must be stupid. You wouldn't be the first to call me it. And you see, when you come to the point I have, and everything was once taken from you, you give to the world what you would wanted in those times. You aim to be the change in the world. You help and help and help, and give and give and give until you can't anymore, or until there's nothing left to give. And one day you look up and ask yourself, how did I get here? Why do I still feel empty? And along the journey, people question you. They judge you and ridicule you. They question why you're giving as if you expect anything in return when you don't. All you want to do is something nice, something kind, something caring. In your head, you say to yourself, there is so much bad going on. Why not do something good? Why not do the right thing? and then comes along someone who uses it to their advantage, whether it's a family member, a friend, a coworker, or a spouse, partner. And they drain you until you can't anymore, and you look up and ask, why? Why me? I've done good, I've helped when I was asked. You see, I was this person. I let others define me. I left others with the responsibility to complete me. I thought that by filling other people's cups, I would get a sense of completion. I didn't need anything from them or expected anything in return. And when the roles became reversed, I was the one in need. It's like I didn't exist. People looked away, and I was left there to pick up my own pieces. But you see, I learned something. I learned it's not their responsibility to help me. It's my responsibility to help myself. It's my responsibility to complete myself. It's also my responsibility to love myself, to take care of myself, whether it be spiritually, mentally, or physically. It's my job to find happiness, my happiness. Nothing and no one owes me anything in this world. And yes, there are some bad people out there, some toxic people that will drain you if given the chance. But I've also met some amazing individuals who care as much or even more than I do, who challenge and bring out the best of me that I know I am capable of, who see me for my worth, my value, and my potential. But I had to see it for myself first. To love myself, I had to step back and figure out what I wanted in my life, or what I wanted my life to be. What would bring me true happiness. And without the scars, the pain, the battles, I wouldn't be who I am today. Without the broken hearts and broken pieces, I couldn't build this version of myself that I am today. So am I mad at those who used or abused me in my past? No, never. Why? Because even going through all of that, I walked away knowing I gave them everything of me. As the saying goes, to the wrong person you'll never be enough, but to the right person they will always remind you of your worth. Meaning, if that wasn't enough for them, then I have to keep it moving, keep moving forward. My biggest problem was I held on to people. I was left behind so many times that I couldn't imagine doing that to someone else. I knew what it was not to be loved, to be walked out on, to be left alone. Even when I knew someone was toxic, I would still hold on because I would see their potential, who I thought they could be. But that is where I was in the wrong, because you can never change someone. But I held on because I would see this light in them, because I loved them and cared for them, when in a second they would drop me or let me go. But I'm not mad at them. You see, in my life, the wrong ones were allowing me to understand what I needed to see in the good ones, what I needed to value in the good ones, who I wanted to remain in my good ones or inner circle. Because how can I understand the good without going through the bad? How could I appreciate the good without going through the bad? So am I ashamed of my scars? Am I ashamed of my battles, my broken pieces or mistakes? No, never. Because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. There is pain I would never wish upon anyone, let alone my worst enemy. But I will not allow my scars to stop me from loving. I will not allow my scars to stop me from caring. I will not allow my scars to take over my life, because you see, my scars have healed, or are slowly healing. And they are reminders of the battles I faced, but more importantly, the victories I have won along the way. And that's just the beginning to my journey. You see, I'm a soldier, just like many of you. And I am a survivor, just like many of you. And it's my job to go and live my best life, because this is me in the making. So watch out, because nothing is stopping me now. Scott. To end, I want to just encourage anyone that's currently going through anything, or just that needs that sense of love, like, keep going, keep fighting, keep, in the days that you may feel that you have nothing left or that there's nothing more, continue to fight for yourself, because you know what, at the end of the day, only you can make your dreams come true. Only you can push forward through whatever experience you're going through in life. And yes, things may get hard. Yes, things may get difficult. And maybe you don't even know where to begin or where to start. But I encourage you to take those steps to push forward when you can, And I can definitely say, take it from someone who's been through a lot in his own journey. You have everything within you to keep going, to keep moving forward, but more importantly, to push forward in your own life. So much love, and I'll see you guys on the next one.